This end, we just pull it out the rest of the way. Nice, that's it. We're gonna be replacing the front right CV axle. Let's do it. First thing we wanna do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull our tire off. Next, we wanna take off our spindle nut. The nut metal is bent to lock it in place. We wanna unbend it, therefore unlocking it so we can remove it. Using some kind of wedge like a chisel or a punch, sometimes a flat screwdriver is enough. Just gonna knock that out. There we go. It's pretty thin metal, so it bends nice and easy. Now I'm gonna use an impact to buzz mine off, but if you don't own an impact, we could take a screwdriver, put it in between the fins of the rotor, just like that, and now it locks it in place for us so it doesn't spin while we're trying to bust it loose. It is a 36 millimeter. No problem. Now we wanna make sure our CV axle can come out of our knuckle. So we'll just tap on it with a hammer. Yeah, this moves really easy. Sometimes you have to beat on it with the front. Just corrosion can build up in those splines and make it hard to get out. But we got it. So now this is where we deviate from the manual. The manual has you remove the lower ball joint in order to swing our knuckle out. Instead, we're gonna remove the 2 strut bolts. I find that to be a little easier, especially on these older vehicles. Let me back you up a little. We're gonna take off our brake hose retainer, 12 millimeter. That gives us plenty slack with our brake hose. Now our wheel speed sensor wiring, we have a bracket up here, 10 millimeter. And just for extra wiggle, we have a bracket right here connected to our strut, 10 millimeter as well. Sway bar link on this side is just a little in the way, so we're gonna use a wrench. There we go, got it. All right, that's free for us. For our strut, it's a 22 millimeter on one side and a 24 on the other. We'll tap these out. We'll separate our knuckle from our strut and just pull on it. There, nice. We still got plenty of slack on our brake hose. Let me scoot you back even more so we can see what's happening. I'm just gonna hold the knuckle and push our CV axle through. Just wiggle on it. There we go. Now we're gonna take a caliper hanger and hang this on our strut like that. That kind of just holds it there for us. Now we'll finish removing our CV axle from our intermediate shaft. Let's crawl under. So hopefully you can see right here is our CV axle that we have to separate from our intermediate shaft. We're gonna take a medium-sized pry bar and go in between our exhaust window right here and get right on that CV axle. And then we'll take our hammer on the end and hopefully we can lodge it loose. There we go. Nice. Let's finish taking it out. On this end, we just pull it out the rest of the way. Nice, that's it. Now on the new one, before installation, we're gonna put a little anti-seize or grease on these splines. We don't want it to seize on that side, or next time it'll be extra hard getting it out. Just rub it around. Now let's install it. I'm just gonna drop it in, line up those splines. Nice. And we're just gonna tap it on this end just a little to overcome that circlip. There we go. That's it, till it bottoms out. Now on this end, we're gonna put a little bit anti-seize as well, just on the splines. We're not gonna get it on our threads here, just on the splines. And get a little more. Doesn't take a whole lot, just a nice thin film. Spread that around. Now we're gonna take a little bit of moly grease and put it on the front here. Let me show you. Just on this face. The manual has us do that to avoid possible noise. I'll just put a little on there. There, perfect. We'll remove our caliper hanger. Hold on to the knuckle and then put this in. There we go. Get those splines lined up. If you need, you can turn your wheel hub just to get those splines in the right location. There we go. That's in. And we'll get our strut kind of lined back up. Pull up on this. Reposition myself just to get a better muscle angle. There we go. There. Now we'll throw in our bolts. There we go. Throw our nuts on. We'll snug these down temporarily. Let me get out from underneath. We'll throw our spindle nut on. We'll snug it down. Let me reposition you. Got our ABS bracket up here. We'll put back in. And this is just snug. Got the bracket right on the strut. Put that in. Got our 12 mil brake hose bracket. Again, just snug. Back you up again. The information I have says these are torqued to 116 foot-pounds. Now some people may ask, do I need to get an alignment since the strut bolts are removed? The answer is no, you don't. Because there aren't any adjustments on our strut bolts. And because we're reusing our old strut, everything will fall right back into place as they were when we took it off. Now, of course, it never hurts to double check and get an alignment, especially if you haven't had it done in a long time. It's good to periodically get it rechecked. Last thing is our spindle nut. We'll get our screwdriver, we'll put that in our fins. That'll just hold it for us. Now this is torqued to 210 foot-pounds. Because my torque wrench only goes to 150 foot-pounds, we'll wait for it to click and then give it a good oomph more. And then a little oomph. There we go. Should be pretty close. Pull this out. I want to lock our axle nut. We'll just bend over that metal. There we go. And that's it. Good job. All right, there we go. That's how we replace the CV axle on your Honda Pilot. All in all, not too bad. The hardest part will just be separating that inner joint from your intermediate shaft. Having a medium-sized pry bar is really helpful because it has that curved end. You can get it in just the right spot with a hammer, tap it out, and you're golden. The other thing we want to keep in mind is just how much tension we have on that brake hose. They can handle a little tension, but we don't want to overstress it. So having some baling wire, or we use a caliper hanging tool. Once the CV axle is out, we just want to hang that up so we don't accidentally pull a little too hard on that brake hose. Other than that, the last thing we want to do is just take it for a good test drive. Hit some parking lots, turn it real sharp to one side, real sharp to the other side. Make sure there aren't any new noises or new vibrations. After that, you're all set. I'll have links for all the parts and tools used in the description. If you have any questions, comment, post down below. We'll see you on the next one.